exactly. So thank you for coming on today because
Yeah.
um lately with these podcasts, I've been learning a lot from the different photographers, and I've been having fun doing them. So I'm hoping that you'll have fun being on here as well.
Yeah, I will.
Awesome, awesome. So ooh, sorry, I got done drinking tea. So the first question is, who are you, and how did you get into photography?
Well, my name's Emily Rogala. Um, I got into photography by traveling.
Mm,
I went to go meet my mom overseas because I was adopted.
mm-hmm.
And when I went over there, I just took my iPhone and was snapping away. I was like completely in awe how beautiful Europe was. And I didn't think I was a photographer. I was just snapping just for fun. And I enjoy, while I was doing it, I really realized like I really enjoy doing this. Like I
Mm-hmm.
loved going home and I would rush home because I stayed there for 3 months. I
Yep.
would rush just to edit and do something with it. And, I just put the saturation on like 100 when I first started. That was my thing. I put everything as colorful as it could be,
Yep. Same.
and people, yeah, they kept complimenting me. They're like, wow, your work's good. And I didn't know it was work. I thought it was just a photo.
Yeah.
So that's how I got started in photography. It was more of just for fun, just because I like landscape and I
Mm-hmm.
like to travel. And then from there people started asking me like, can you shoot my kid? Can you come to a birthday party? And it just kind of sparked off. And I'm like, wow, I think I should make this into a business,
Mm-hmm.
and do it more often.
And how long ago was that when you first started?
When I was 20, so 5 years ago.
Okay, because I do remember the story of you talking about of you going to Europe and meeting your mom. So
Yeah,
and I think I know you maybe for like what three years already. I think.
yeah, yeah.
So that is awesome, man. And your work is fire.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
still like have doubt. I still have doubt. It's a
Man.
fight. This whole year has been like a fight with just figuring out what I want to do in photography. And I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you go through that too. Maybe I'm
I do.
wrong, but I've noticed that. Like I feel like we're on the same level when it comes to trying to figure out what we enjoy the most in photography, especially, starting off.
I agree. And on the other podcast, I've been saying like I'm a portrait photographer, and I really just figured out I want to do portraits within the last year.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I love to shoot. And then outside of that, I also want to get into weddings. And now I'm starting to shoot events again. So
Okay.
and events is pretty much where I started out with events like baby showers and all that, which I'm not doing those no more. So
Yeah, it's difficult, especially when you're really creative. You're
hmm
very limited in those type of shoots. It's
yeah.
fun. You get free food sometimes, so
hmm
you enjoy it. And a lot of the people that I worked with, they're so nice, and it's so hard to say no sometimes.
It is.
That's my problem lately. It's so hard to say like this is not what I truly enjoy anymore. And there's so many other great photographers out there. I don't know how to say no. That's
hmm
that's something I'm working on.
Yeah, because you noticed that there was times that people reached out to me for something, and I said no, and I contacted you or I contacted
Yeah,
another
yeah.
photographer because I just didn't want to do the shoot. And it's nothing against that person. It's just I'm not interested in doing that shoot. And if I'm
Yes.
not interested in it, you're not going to get the best photos out of me.
Yes, that's it. You're not going to get the best photos out of me. And it's like, when you go back to edit, you look around and you're just kind of like, I you don't take as much like passion with it,
hmm
compared to when you take a portrait and you're like, wow, I could spend all day editing this and making this look good for that person because
Yep.
you're passionate about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree. Yep. And
Yeah, that's
sorry, go
that's
ahead.
cool though. Portraits are awesome.
Yes.
I love
Thank you. Thank
portraits.
you. Thank you. So what is your niche? What do you like to shoot now? 'Cause I know you just said you're still figuring that out, but you do
Um,
some amazing portrait work yourself, though.
I am still figuring it out. Um, I don't want to say I have a full niche yet, but I do
hmm
love portraits. I do love weddings. I love couples. I love, shooting in the moment. and actually
Mhm.
having some kind of connection, especially with couples. Because my husband, he's out right now, but I would have him come say hi. He is my second shooter, and when me and
That's
him are together,
awesome. Mhm.
me and him together, he's so creative too. So
Mhm.
when we put our minds together, shooting with other couples, we get some amazing work. And I think they feel more comfortable having another couple shoot them sometimes. It's
Mhm.
not just me, like especially for like the man, they're like, I don't know how to pose. And then my husband will come around and he's like, hey, how about you do this?
Mhm.
So I'm really grateful for him to help out too.
That is amazing because Jordan is another photographer I know, and she's another one I reach out to if I don't feel like doing a job. And she shoot with her husband as well, and they
Yeah.
both do amazing work. And I teamed up with a female photographer recently, and her composing and her attention to like detail when it comes to posing or like I said, like design is fire.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm missing. And so I can understand like how you feel like when you're shooting with somebody else and they have that other element that you feel like you're missing,
It
it just
it
make
makes
everything
it even
easier.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
it definitely does. So props out to the people that go carry all their equipment and have
Mm-hmm.
to set up because sometimes I'm a little spoiled on that lately. And I keep telling them, I'm like, I have to start doing this myself. I've gotten so lazy with that, but I'm learning.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the next question because we can talk about that all day. Actually, no, before we go to that question, I got one for you.
Mhm.
What was your favorite country or city that you visited while in Europe?
That's so hard because, you know, they're all beautiful. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
been everywhere in Europe, but I've been quite around.
Mm-hmm.
But Belgium, that's where I stayed the longest, so I think I know it well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's it kind of reminds me of my city here in Hamtramck. It's very multicultural, so
Mm-hmm.
you you get a you get everything. You get everybody, all kinds of different languages. A lot of Americans go there, they work there, so I didn't feel so left out,
Mm-hmm.
especially living there. I kind of felt comfortable because I heard a lot of English. I'd go on the subway
Mm-hmm.
and you'd still hear people speaking English. Plus, yeah, again, I was there for so long. I think I just kind of fell in love with it.
That is awesome. I'm jealous actually a little bit about that, but
It's
that
so
is
beautiful.
awesome.
It's so beautiful. You have
I
to go.
definitely want to go. I will once COVID is over. Thank God.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna go. Like I got vaccinated even though I didn't want to, but I understand why you should. I got
yeah.
it. So my next one is tomorrow. So hopefully once travel restrictions are lifted, I can start going abroad. I gotta get my passport first, but I can start doing that. You know,
I can't wait. I cannot wait too. Because
yeah.
me and my husband got married right before COVID. So we didn't get to go to
Mhm.
our honeymoon and we've been wanting to go to Bali so badly. I know. I've been like, it's good though. We're just saving up and waiting. We keep
Yeah.
talking about it.
Bali
But
looks so fire, man. It looks fire. Like it look like you just go there and you're in paradise.
I know I don't know if they have I didn't really look into the drone stuff overseas, and I
Mhm.
did take my drone the last time I went, but I was so scared to fly it over there. It's a
I,
bit different
I would have
from
just
here.
flown it. I would check. I would try to check with their laws a little bit, but other than that, I would have just flown
I
it.
regret I
Um,
regret it. I
now I
regret it.
just sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm about to say I just saw my Mavic 2 yesterday. I'm getting the Mavic Air 2 S, so I'm waiting
S,
for the money. Yeah, I'm getting the new one. Yeah, they just came out with that one.
nice.
Yeah, so it's a little bit smaller than the one you got, but it shoot 10-bit. It shoot D-Log. It
Okay.
had like the same sensor like for photos as the previous one had. So that drone pretty much did everything that my Mavic 2 Pro did, but with better video resolution. 'Cause like this one actually shoot like 5.4K. So it's
My
gonna be
God,
awesome.
that's
And there
gonna
is a
be
little sorry.
no, go ahead.
I want to say now there is a little bit of changes, like some stuff I can't do with this drone that I can do with the Mavic 2 Pro. But I'm not gonna let it stop me though, because I want that drone purely for the image quality.
I know that's the hard thing about new gadgets. You just keep wanting to
Hmm.
get like it's so hard to keep what you have. I
It
keep
is.
telling myself that with lights. I want to buy new lights. I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't I don't need to, but that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, yeah, because I use Flash too, and outside of video lights, and I'm like, oh, I need a Flash that's strong enough to overpower the sun. So
Yes.
eventually, I'm gonna grab one, but right now it's not a need. So
Yeah.
now, are you getting into video too? Because I know for a while you was talking about color grading.
Yes and no. I'm still kind of just like laying back on it. Like I still do record, but
Hmm.
I I have really shaky hands. I swear. My photo like I my photos are great,
Hmm.
camera taking photos is easy, but video, I'm shaky hands. Shaky hands. Like I do like color grading and I like, I would like to edit videos possibly,
Hmm.
but me recording my own, I would wait, That's something that's going to take a long time to I know that takes way longer than photography to learn.
It does, but if you learn from the right person, or at least like the right source, like you'll pick up on it pretty fast. Especially since you're really good at photo editing, so you have a
Yeah.
good understanding of color. And that could translate right into video. It just video have a few principles that you have to make sure you're doing in order to get a really good image quality. Because if you're not doing it right, you can introduce grain,
Plus
ugly
like a
noise.
storyline.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a lot, which is why I would not shoot films for wedding. I would not do wedding videos at all because of
Yes.
that. So
Yes, I said the same thing this year. I'm like I can't, I really want to, but
hmm
you see other people and you're like, "Wow, this looks amazing. I want to do something like that." And then you go and try and it takes a lot of practice.
hmm it does. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I think I mentioned this on Facebook. To be honest though, I want to get better at color grading because I want to be able to do my own work for my own stories, of my own short films I want to shoot, and not really for anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I want to come up with my own. I want to come up with my own films, and I want to be able to do all the work to it for the most part. um, and just be able to say I did it. I created that fully. So
Would you ever consider doing like behind the scenes for your like photo shoots?
yes, and actually I
Like
do. Yes, and sorry, go ahead.
no, that was it.
Oh,
I
okay, yeah, I will. I have it. I actually have a second camera on the way too. So I just ordered the Fuji XS10. That should be here. It's say next Friday, but I'm trying to get that here by next Monday. So it's when I go out and do photo shoot, just like you suggested. Um, Depending what camera I use, the other one will be, just the behind the scenes camera.
Cool. Yeah, I've been trying to get into that a little. That's my video. That's the most I'm doing with video right now is just
Hmm.
like little behind the scenes stuff. My husband helps again with that. He likes video.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to get him to like get into the video, learn it, and then teach me.
Well, really help with shaky hands are gimbals, or if you have a camera with ibis on it, that really helps with shaky hands because they'll take like the micro jitters out of all that.
I bought a really good gimbal, but still, like I don't know. I think it's me. I think I just kind of I think I shoot really nice film and then I look at
Mhm.
it and I'm like, what is this? It's just yeah.
You know what? Even with gimbal, sometimes you can get some shaky footage, but it may not be from you. It could just be from the gimbal itself. You just have to
Could
play
be.
with it some more and see. Um,
Yeah.
okay. So let's go to the next question. Everybody's favorite question, no matter if you're on YouTube, Instagram, or even Facebook.
Okay.
What camera brand do you use?
You said what? What
What
brand?
camera brand? Yeah, what camera brand do you use?
Sony.
All right, what camera?
Sony Alpha A2 R2. Sorry.
Okay, you still using the R2. Okay.
I have the R2. I want the R3,
Mm-hmm.
but for now I'm holding my equipment strong and just telling myself work with what you got.
And I don't blame you. I don't blame you because you don't need the latest and greatest to really pull off good photos.
Don't. You do not. I want other people to understand that too. It's like it's not the camera does help a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not what makes the image. I've seen people shoot again on their cell phone and it's like, wow, you have a great eye. It looks
Yep,
gorgeous.
exactly.
And the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the phones are getting better too, which still kind of like
Kind of
I
blows
don't
your
know.
mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But yeah, my Sony's my baby. I first got the Sony Alpha 6000, the
Mm-hmm.
A6000, and I loved it. I liked it because it was small too and compact, so it fit in my little tiny hands.
Yeah.
So that's why I've tried other cameras like Canon. I like Canon too. It's the OG. It's
Yeah.
good, but
Mhm.
something about it isn't drawing me like Sony.
Yeah, and I agree because I shot with Canon for a year, and I was really about to pull the trigger on buying a Canon camera until I ran into Fuji. Cause my friend had a Fuji as well, and I saw like the color she was getting with video, and I knew they produced some amazing images for photos. So I
Yeah.
just chose to go with Fuji, and I haven't looked back ever since.
Yours is mirrorless, right? Or no?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And I don't regret going to the Fuji ecosystem because for one, they pretty much invented color science. So for videos, they have a better color science than Canon. But the photography is really good as well because they have some.
Quality.
Yep, agreed. And they also have like what they call film simulations, which is based off old film stock that old photographers used to use back in the day.
Really?
Yep. So if you,
I don't really look into other cameras because I'm still
mhm,
stuck on mine. But
yep.
oh, hi, my dog just came back from a walk.
No worries. But that's kind of what drawing me to Fuji was to go with that because it has stuff that like as a photographer and videographer, it really piqued my interest right away.
Yeah, and I seen your YouTube video about Fuji too, so that's cool. I don't really see many people use Fuji, so that's why I'm like also yeah, like when I see your images, I'm like, dang, this is nice. It's like
Thank you.
it's like a underrated camera, very
It
underrated,
is. It is.
very
Now
underrated.
I
I don't know
I
how much
agree.
the lenses cost, but I'm sure it's
Expensive. Expensive.
oh oh dang.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
yeah. Now Tokina and Viltrox came out with third party lenses. They're like literally like a third of what the Fuji lenses cost, and they work amazingly. Like you can't even tell the difference if nobody told you what lens you're shooting on. So
Yeah, yeah, same for me. Like I use Tamron.
yeah,
Sony lenses are
expensive.
very
They
expensive.
even more expensive than Fuji. I mean, it's crazy. Like the lens
No,
I'm shooting on right now, ran me well, it cost brand new $1,000. I got it for like seven something. So,
that's so
but
good.
it's actually one of my favorite lenses, and actually I use this lens for video all the time.
I like that. I was gonna say, I'm like your video quality is really nice compared
Thank
to
you.
mine.
And this actually well, besides the light being here, this is actually one of the film simulations I'm using for this. So it's
Cool.
one of my favorites. So that's why it looks so good right on the camera. So
No, I'm
I
like
didn't
mine's
do
all
anything
blurry.
crazy.
You got like I have my Apple laptop, so
I'm about to get one of those too soon. So, because I just bought the Mac Mini and I fell in love with Apple because this computer work. Now I'm
I
probably about to
love
get.
Apple, but it's
Hmm.
it's so hard to work.
You
It's
know
for me,
what?
I'm still learning.
Which generation do you have?
The 2000 MacBook Pro,
Okay.
I'm
Um.
at 2020. I'm sorry, 2020,
Okay. You just
the
got the
newest
MacBook
one.
Pro. Do you
Yeah.
got the M? You got the M1?
The what?
The M. You got the M1 chip with it?
No,
Oh man, I said you must have bought yours right before they came out with it.
no. No. This laptop, it's good, but I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still
Yeah.
learning a lot on it. Like
Same.
I'm looking around, I'm like, I couldn't even look. I couldn't figure out where the downloads were.
Oh, no worries, man. I did that with Apple too when I first started the Mac Mini. I did the same thing, and I love this computer, but there are some bugs that I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like when my because I use Bluetooth speakers, and so when I first turn the computer on, they're already on. They connect and then they disconnect, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
So just stuff
There's like
like that.
little, but in general, it's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad
exactly.
I switched over, especially with my phone. Everything just
Hmm.
connects. It's easier. It's
Don't you
much
just love that?
yeah. That's the only
Especially.
reason I'm telling you. That's the only reason I got it is because like everything connects and it's just
Mhm.
easier, even to switch over for for my photos.
Exactly. I was just about to say
Edit.
that. I was just about to say because there's times like I'll edit a photo or two, and I'm about to post it on Instagram. I just airdrop that boy quick. I'm ready to go.
Yep.
I love that feeling.
Done.
Yep, agreed, agreed, man. It's crazy that we think alike so much, man.
I know every time I swear I'm trying to like not like every single post, but every time I see something of you, I don't even see your name and I'm like, yes.
That's
Same
crazy.
mentality. Yeah, I know.
No, I'll be the same way sometimes, but I'm looking like, you know what? Screw that because I know how it feels when you feel like you don't get supported. So I'm
Yeah.
about to just let people know I support them. So like, it is what it is. So
I support all kinds of photographers, from
hmm
beginning to pro. There's no competition in it, but some people truly do feel like there's like some competition or they
hmm
gotta, I don't know, just like throw some shade. I'm not
yeah,
about that. I
you,
think it's silly. Everyone should
you're
support
right.
each other.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Because me and Michaela Elrod was talking about that yesterday on our podcast, and we were saying like even though like how can I say this like for the clients, we may be in competition, but as far as in competition with each other, we are not.
Yes.
Like
Yeah. And also, if you have your own style, it doesn't really matter because you're going to get
exactly,
a completely different image than the other if you shoot the same client.
exactly. You're 100% correct, and that's what we were talking about as well because your style will speak to certain clients.
Yes.
So let's say if you got a client over me, I won't be mad. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like they do
I
great
feel the
work.
same way. I feel the same way. I think
hmm
like everyone just needs to like stick together because that was the hardest thing too, like dealing with, um, yeah, just not personally. I've never been attacked by any other photographers, but
hmm
you join some of those groups and you see how they act towards
Yeah,
each other, and you're like, oh, I don't know, like it pulls you back a little. Like, got to be careful, you
it
know?
does. It does. And but I don't let it bother me because I'm part of the Fuji group. I got attacked a couple times on that and on YouTube. YouTube just
Yeah,
brutal, man. I'd be
yeah,
laughing when I was seeing some of those comments, man, because they
yeah.
just be trolling, and I just laugh. But you're right though, like they're just brutal on there sometimes, and
Very brutal. That's another thing. That's why I'm like, I really want to figure out who I am as a photographer still. I'm still
hmm
learning that because I don't want, yeah, like even when I post anything in these groups, I want to be able to be true to like who I am?
hmm yep.
And it's hard. It's still hard for me.
It is because especially in social media because everybody trying to copy what the bigger photographers or YouTubers are doing, and
Yeah.
that really kills originality, which is like I kind of like fell off on Instagram because I just every time I see Instagram, it's like
Yes.
everybody doing the same as somebody else doing. I'm
Yes.
just like, no.
I am on the same page with that, especially with Instagram.
hmm
My photography page, I've had so much like of an internal argument on, as you see, I love landscape. I
hmm
love animals. I love babies, and I want to post whatever I want to post. But on Instagram, people have that aesthetic of like
hmm
using the same, filter or the same preset on every single photo. And
hmm
sometimes I'm like, wow, that looks better than the jumbled up stuff that I have, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yep.
that's the hard thing that I kind of like fight with because I don't want to use the same preset or the same, I don't want to make my own like, styled photo and then I don't like it the next day on another photo. It depends, it depends on
Exactly.
it depends on the photo. And I feel like a lot of Instagram pages, that's kind of how it is. It's like aesthetic, which some
Yeah.
it looks gorgeous, but then you see the
hmm
same people copying each other.
Yep.
It just
Exactly.
like looks the same.
Exactly. And I talked about this yesterday too. Like, but Matty Hapoya was saying on his podcast, like how he released some presets and some LUTs before, and he found people literally rebranding his LUT pack and preset pack and reselling them.
Yeah, that's
And he's just
terrible
like,
too.
what exactly? So that's why a lot of these photographers say, "Oh, I'll just put out this LUT pack. I put out this preset pack. I'm looking like, but it looked just like Peter McKinnon. It looked just like Matty Hapoya. It's like all you doing is just putting your name on there now.
Yeah, and I think that's silly too. Like, I don't know.
It is.
I don't get it. Get your own style. I mean, if you like that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of photographers like not saying they don't you should be inspired by a photo, but not do the
Mm-hmm.
same exact thing. It should just be an inspiration. Same thing with,
Exactly.
you know, presets. If you're gonna steal it, tweak it. Do something, you don't want it to
Yeah.
look like somebody else's. Like
Exactly.
your photos, I know when you post something, you have a different style, and I love that.
Thank you.
Like I know, I can tell, like I'm like, oh, that's, I don't even have
Hmm.
to look at your name on Instagram or on Facebook. You like it looks great.
Thank you. Like, thank you. And I feel like
Especially
last
your
year,
stuff.
just like how you saying you're still trying to find out who you are as a photographer. I feel like last year was that point for me where I'm just like, okay, I like shooting like this. Like even outside of portraits, like, okay, I like shooting at sunset. I like shooting with my person backlit, with the sun
Yeah.
coming off either their right on their left side or their right side, depending on the time of day. And I like to have that sunlight give them like the halo effect. And plus I use a pro mist filter on almost all my photos. So I feel like that
It's
really helped me develop
consistent.
my style.
Yeah, see, like, and I love that about you, but again, like for me, I'm still figuring that out still. I don't know if I could, like, I love that you have your own style to it, you
Hmm.
know? I'm still
Yeah.
learning. Or maybe I won't, maybe my style is just mixed.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you probably will find your style eventually because I've been shooting for like what 3 or 4 years, and literally just took me last year to actually figure out what I like to shoot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have that breaking point where you're like, okay, this is what I enjoy the most, and this is what I'm gonna focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we could talk about all this all day, man. So.
I know. When you're really passionate about it,
Hmm.
it's not just you can talk about it all day and explain how important like just little things are, especially with weddings too.
Yeah.
I tell people that
Exactly.
I'm like, I've been telling a lot of people lately, like, it is so important that you're not just paying anybody to shoot your wedding because that's something you hold on for the rest of your life.
Hmm. Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully, yes,
Yeah.
hopefully. But
Hopefully, just one. Yeah.
yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, and for
Hmm.
people to invest so much money in their dress and their venue and everything else and not have it captured properly, I
Hmm.
don't know that it just, it bothers me a little sometimes. It's like you got to be careful, who you choose because this is something that is stuck for the rest of your life. And, that's a moment that you have. You want to make
You.
sure you invest properly and don't be cheap unless that is how much you have, and that's fine
Hmm.
if that's the case. But when somebody's going all out on everything else and skimps
Hmm.
on the photographer, it's a bit confusing to me. Yeah, I
Agreed.
tell a lot of people that though. I'm like, that's like my main thing lately. I'm like,
Hmm. You spending twenty
wedding,
thousand on the wedding, but you spending 20,000 on the wedding, but you trying to pay the photographer $200. Like no.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I agree
It's
100%.
yeah. So
I like that point of view as well because that's the reason why I'm trying to get into weddings. I'm trying to do it as a second shooter, which is another reason why I partnered with the photographer. I partnered with because she was looking for somebody to help out with it too. So this way you got somebody who's already experienced in composing and all that,
and you
and
can
I'm shooting as well, but just learning experience.
yes. That's how I started off too.
Mm.
And
It's the best
that
way.
I'm like, this is not going to be I underestimated how hard it is to shoot weddings.
Hmm.
I was so tired and like that day I didn't eat that much. And that's
Hmm.
yeah, if you're gonna shoot weddings, make sure you got like snacks on the side,
Yep.
water, prepare yourself good because
Yep.
you run around. That's
Yep.
not you're like on your feet all day. It's a lot of work.
Man, that is awesome. And it's funny because what she said, that's how you started. Because Michaela, she did the same thing. That's how she started. And sometimes that's the best way because you learn literally from day one from somebody else. And then from there you pretty much create your own style. So
Yeah, you can pick up like just how it was. Once you know like how the weddings go on, it's easier. Because some people who've never really
yeah.
shot a wedding, they don't know where to go, where to stand, where to move around. So to be able to watch somebody from a different perspective,
Hmm.
it makes it so much easier.
I agree. And I agree. And I feel like that's how a lot of people should start instead of just
Yeah.
I made the mistake of starting saying, oh yeah, I'm a photographer, I got a camera. And then like you said, I didn't really realize how hard it would be. But at the same
Mm,
time, it was a learning experience.
it's
So now I know.
all learning. And that's what I tell myself too. I'm like, every time I do a shoot, it's you get the jitters, the nerves, like butterfly. I don't know, maybe I'm still like that. I get just excited And
Mm-hmm.
also, it's like you never know what you're going to expect. And every single time I'm learning something different. Every single time,
Mm-hmm.
every single time I look back at the photos, I look around, I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to spend more time doing this instead of this.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
But
I
yeah,
do. And now, since you was talking about the photos, let's go to the next question. So which one do you like to use? Lightroom, Photoshop, or both?
both.
Okay.
I always start off uh somewhat kind of playing around in Lightroom to see the
Mm-hmm.
style that I'm going for. And then
Mm-hmm.
before I even do anything in Lightroom, I jump into Photoshop. I've been spending a lot of time learning in Photoshop, um, especially with like detailing skin, because I'm still trying to perfect it. It's very hard. It because there's people who love the style of over editing and it looks
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous on like sometimes it looks really good, that like flawless skin. But
I
I
agree.
am still nervous to do that because like I don't want to push it, where it
Yep.
looks like I don't think that's my style. I know that for sure. Like I don't want all the details of the skin to go away. So
Yep.
I've been spending hours just drawing and editing in Photoshop.
I
So
like how
then
you say that.
yeah, from Photoshop, then I just kind of I tweak things around and then I go back to Lightroom, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's where I finish everything, the
Yeah, I
colors
like how
after.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's all.
Okay, I'm about to say I like how you say that because when I first started skin retouching, yeah, I will overdo it. Then probably after a while, what I learned is I need to start tuning that back a bit. So now, or at least when I was skin retouching more frequently, I would turn it down to like 50%, like 50 or even
Yes,
sometimes like 40%. So the skin it'll look better, but it don't look fake.
doesn't look fake. I do
Hmm.
like, but sometimes I'm like attracted to that, like just very color pop, over edited.
Hmm.
What I'm talking about for
Yeah.
portraits,
Yep. Same
especially
here,
if
but
you
it
look
depends
at
on the photo.
it depends on the photo. But for the most part, I'm with you. I'm definitely learning tone it down. I looked at some of my old photos. I'm like, yeah, but
Same.
where's their skin at?
Yeah. It's not even that for me. Like I used to leave everything saturated, and now I'm just like, ugh. Cause now, as you know, like you see from my photos, like I desaturate a lot, especially the
Yeah,
blues and the greens. And my old photos, everything used to just be saturated, barely
very
anything touched. Just play with some
yeah.
colors, and I was done. Now I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm definitely taking way more time than I used to because I used to get too excited to post it.
Hmm.
I get so
Yeah.
excited. I'd fly my drone or something, and right away I'm going, clicking, editing it, and
Hmm.
not even looking back and like, thinking of different ideas on how I should, edit it. I
Yep.
would just
Same.
jump right into it. That's hard. It's still a little bit hard for me because I get too excited. I'm like, I just want to go and post it.
Yep.
But
Same too. Same too.
yeah,
Yeah. But what I like to do, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But what I like to do, like I said, I have that assignment, but honestly, now I don't post it until I'm actually satisfied with the edit.
yeah.
And then, as you know, I may post it late or I may post it the next morning. So,
Just take your time. I
hmm.
it's it's sometimes it's hard because you got, especially with clients, they get eager too. So you feel that pressure like I want to do it fast so they can get their photos. But
Hmm.
I've also learned, I tell people now, I'm like, it takes a lot of energy and work. Like I don't just quickly just throw a preset or just do a couple blemish removal and that's it. I'm going in there and I'm trying to find just like minimal flaws that's going to make it beautiful, not
Hmm.
too much but perfect. And it takes time. It's not
Yeah.
one photo can take, an hour.
Hmm.
Sometimes it can take less than that. It depends, sometimes it takes more.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
yeah, people do not know. And I try to explain that right after I'm done shooting. My new thing is I tell them, I'm like, now I'm gonna take my time with the edits. I spend a lot of hours going into it.
Hmm.
Like I want them to know that beforehand so they're not expecting anything right away.
Yep. I understand that perfectly. Because when I used to skin retouch a lot, it would take some hours just to do one
Hmm.
photo. because you're really trying to make it look beautiful. To where now, like, I pretty much get the look I want in camera with the Pro Mist filter and how I shoot. So I don't really retouch skin that much anymore. But I think now I will restart because, for one, your studio work is fire.
I love in studio. I love
Yo,
it.
your studio work is fire, man. The photos you've been posting is like crazy. I was like, damn, it looks so
I love
good.
I love the details too for studio work. I don't
Hmm.
know, like the close-up portraits, like just getting every little detail in there. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm obsessed with it lately too. I got to
It's
start doing
fire.
more of it.
Man, whatever you're doing, man, it's working. So it,
Thank you.
it is working. You're welcome. You're more than welcome because your work come out fire. Your work of your husband came out fire. Your work of the people you posted recently been coming out fire. Even the dog Diego been coming out fire. I mean,
Diego's hanging out right now, but he is so good. He knows already. I made my like I don't think I forced him, but he knows. Like when we go in the studio, he'll
hmm,
sit. He'll sit perfectly, and he just waits for me to shoot. I think he likes taking photos. Should have
you
branded him, made him a you know uh
Instagram star.
Instagram star. I tried. I lost my Instagram password for him, so
Oh,
I
that's up.
know.
I'm sorry.
I know. I can't figure it. I missed out on that. So.
Password recovery.
Yeah, but the email too.
Oh,
I made him his own email for that.
oh, now I see. Now
Yeah,
I see. I'm sorry. That do suck.
that's okay. I post him still. Now I'm posting him on my
Hmm.
photography page. That's another thing I've suffer with. I don't know about you. I think you only have one Instagram, right?
Actually, I have about 3 or 4, but I just use my photography one. Like, I pretty much disconnected the rest of them.
Okay, yeah, that's something that I want my name with my images.
Hmm.
So, but I also want like a personal account too because I get like, brand sponsors and stuff. So, it's good to have a separate one. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's hard because like I want, you know what I mean? It'd be so much easier to just manage one.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I still had the personal one. I just don't go in there. I just don't use it. So I
it's hard to
pretty
keep
much
up.
it is. I pretty much just stick with my photography one. I just keep it moving.
What I've
But
been
man,
doing with my
go ahead.
what I've been doing with my photography one is I started just going and looking for any inspiration and I follow only those pages. So my whole Instagram feed is only things that I absolutely love. I don't have any other distractions on there. So when I'm like, looking through to get some inspo or just to look at other people's work, there's nothing else there for me to look at but, the good pages, to keep
Yep.
myself inspired.
I agree, and you know what? I'm starting to do that. Like, I've been deleting some pages. Like, I'm scrolling through, and I don't like what they post, or either it don't really work for me. I just delete it. It could
Yeah.
be I don't have that much rappers. I don't have that many rappers on there. I don't have a lot of stuff on there. Even like fitness people, I just go and just unfriend them because it's just like, when it
You
comes
can
to
always search
photography.
them.
Yeah,
If,
exactly.
you know.
And when it comes to photography, they're not. It's not what I want to look at. So
Yes.
yeah, if anything, I want to see who their photographer is that caught the image, not them. So.
I've been doing that. That's so funny you said that. I've been doing that too lately. Is I've been looking at celebrity photographers,
Hmm.
and some of them I'm kind of shocked because I feel like they don't put that much work in, but because
Hmm.
they got the celebrity, endorsing them,
Yeah.
that's what's working. But other they do great. Like no, some I'm telling you, I'm like that's their photo. Like
Yeah.
what?
No, I feel the same. I feel
Do you
the
ever
same.
you ever look at some of these people and you're like, what?
Yep.
You look
All
at
the
their
time.
page and it looks like it's like I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with iPhone, but I'm saying
Hmm.
like they're getting paid a lot of money for sure to get,
Yep.
take people's photos.
All the time. I see it on YouTube. I see it with rappers all the time, and it's annoying because it's
It's like
like,
a little pet peeve. You look and you're like, wow.
yeah, exactly. Just because you got a shout out by somebody famous, and now you have all these followers, you're getting paid this much money, and your work is shitty, pretty much. So yeah.
And they
Ah,
don't care. They're I think they're there just like for the clout and for the money and that's it. They're not
yep.
actually passionate.
Yep. I agree. And there are some photographers who just like, they just shoot and they use whatever will come out of camera, and that's totally fine. But then, like you said, some of the guys, they just don't care at all.
Obviously, they're not putting that. Oh, uh-oh.
What happened?
You froze. You
Oh,
froze.
sorry. Sorry.
You're good. I was just talking. You can
But
hear me though, right?
yeah, I can hear you just fine. Go ahead.
But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into photography. Ah, you should
Yeah.
come by one day though for the studio. For come shoot. I swear. You know what? It,
Hmm.
this is if you want to. You can come check it out. See, like I have a huge wardrobe collection. We can like maybe do some kind of whole day thing with different people and shoot together
When are you
and
free?
make a video out of it. Well, every single week I have a lot of uh stuff going on the weekends, but weekdays
Hmm.
I'm pretty available. I don't know
Um,
about you.
the only day next week outside the weekend I'm gonna be available is Tuesday afternoon.
You're saying, yeah,
This upcoming Tuesday.
yeah, I'm not doing anything next Tuesday that I know of. Nothing.
Okay. All right. So I'll be free after 1 if you want to do it that day. I can come through.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Awesome. I think that will be fun actually.
And you can see my
Finally.
studio. You can see my studio, my lights. It's not, I'm telling you, it's nothing like it. We had a empty garage and I'm like, let this be my studio for now, because like
Yeah.
I looked at rentals and
Hmm. And
you know,
it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that
mm-mm.
because you can make some amazing work there and nobody would know.
That's what I like about it. Nobody knows.
Yeah. And
And
you
then
do
you see
that now.
the things. You see the behind the scenes and you're like, oh
Yeah.
wow, you know, it really
No.
does not matter about the space. You can
Hmm.
have a small little apartment and still do some incredible there's no limits in photography. There's no
No.
limits. No
Exactly.
excuses too. Nobody when you make excuses, you're just making those excuses because you can
Hmm.
make it work with the iPhone.
Yep. Exactly.
Celebrity iPhone photographer.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. And like how you say you like how this video look, but this room is small as hell. So, but I'm making it work.
Oh,
So
it's good.
I'm making it work. I'm doing certain stuff to help me stand out. That's pretty much it. So,
That's all that matters.
yep, I agree. I agree. So, what do we have left on the questions? Let me see. Okay, so I don't think we touched on this yet. But do you have any tips and tricks? Pretty much just tips for capturing better images for new photographers or even veterans.
Tips or tricks?
Really, just tips, no tricks.
My number one thing is even if you are scared as a new photographer,
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to go on manual. That was my number one that's what took me from here to here because
Yeah.
I was terrified. When I first got my camera, I went on auto and I was snapping away. If you go
Mm-hmm.
on manual and learn your settings, your photos are going to come out phenomenal and you're going to learn so much about your camera. Learn your camera before you go out and shoot. That's like my number one thing. Learn your camera, play around with it, and don't be afraid. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was something that I still like I'm still learning to adjust things. Don't be afraid to move around and adjust things certain ways. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
shoot in one setting and that's it. Play around with it, like
Mm-hmm.
get a friend, get somebody where you don't feel any pressure, even your pet, and go out there and shoot and just, you know,
Mm-hmm.
learn your camera. That's number one. Learn your settings because after that, once you know your settings, y- you're going to pay more attention to who you're shooting and what you're shooting, and you're going
Yep.
to get even better images.
I agree 100%.
That
I
was
agree
that
100%.
auto. I look back at those photos. I'm like, these could have been so nice. They could have been so much better, but I was
Same.
too scared. Like they were, again, shaky and yeah, like the Sony auto is good. It's good if you really need to keep in one setting, but still,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same as manual.
Yep, I agree. I agree 100%. When you learn how to manually shoot, you're learning to master your camera. You're learning everything about the camera so you can use it in damn near any situation.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I learned. more about I don't know what looks good compared to like actually the settings, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that I just did everything backwards. But if I was to tell anybody what to learn that camera, play around, get creative, don't limit yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Do what I did. Go and shoot anything that you like, and then you'll find out what you know, you'll start to move towards what you truly love in photography.
I agree 100%. And when some people ask me like, what can they do to get better photos? My first thing is always say patience and composition. Do not
Patience.
go out there and trying to spray and pray because you'll get maybe a few good photos, but you'll get a lot more if you're patient and you actually try to compose your shot.
Yes. And just that maybe not you're not always going to be prepared. There's always going to be
Hmm.
something that comes and you just weren't like even no matter how prepared you are, you have a mood board, you have everything set up. It's never going to go as planned and you should be able to like work through that and not make that like an excuse, you know,
Yeah.
why you didn't get the shot. Oh, it's the model or oh, it was the day it was rainy out or it was ugly
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weather does not matter.
Nope.
I love gray days like this.
I would say sometimes they're the best days to shoot. Let's be honest.
Yes,
Outside of sunsets and sunrise, they're the best days to shoot.
I tell couples that too, because you know a lot of couples they want that dreamy sun. I love sunsets. I die for sunsets.
Hmm.
Like I live 15 minutes away from Belle Isle,
Yep.
so
Lucky.
sometimes I like speed down there just so I can get a shot. I love sunsets, but still gray, cloudy, gloomy days can make some beautiful photos.
They really can, and especially if you're shooting with like a moody intent,
Yeah.
like you can get some amazing photos.
Yes.
And like all you have to do is just think, just stop and think. Like, okay, like what do I want to shoot? How can I shoot it? And you'll be good to go.
Yeah. It's yeah, photography. Ah, I
I
love
know, right?
I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm just like
yeah,
it's yeah.
yeah. We love it, but it can be a pain sometimes.
It's
It's
like a
frustrating.
yeah, it's frustrating. It's definitely you know, I and a lot of photographers that I've talked to as well, you know,
Hmm.
it it can either better or damage your mental health.
Yep.
You know, you have to really have a passion for it and not just do it for money because it
Hmm.
can if you're doing it for all the wrong reasons mentally it'll
Hmm.
drain you. If you're shooting something you don't like, you're drained. And that's something that
Hmm.
I learned too because I was the yes girl. I was
Yep.
yes for everything and it drained me. I was like I don't even really like this. These are beautiful photos, but this is not
It's
something
not you.
that speaks to me.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
not you. So yeah, same. Which is why like I do that. Like a lot of times I do some free stuff like portraits and all that because like you said, like I don't want to get caught so sorry. I don't want to get so caught up on the money that it drained my passion for it. Like that kind of happened with music, which is why I don't do a lot of music anymore. I
I
don't
heard
want
you,
that to happen with photography.
and you're great at that too.
Thank you.
You can record yourself. You can make your own music videos. Come on. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I'm gonna hype you up on this. Like, don't give up too much because you never know.
And that's true. And, the only thing is like I'll write the songs down and I may even record them, but then like I'll never put them out. That's my issue.
Have you been interested in NFTs?
You know what? I just like I heard about 'em a little bit ago, but I'm just now starting to get interested and really like checking them out.
People, I'm a part of a few groups on Facebook, and people are selling music, their
Hmm.
songs as
Hmm.
NFTs. They're selling everything, and
Yep.
photography as well. I think that's something that I'm very interested in getting into is NFTs. I want to be, you know, early in. It's
Hmm.
expensive. It is expensive though, because like you
Yep.
got to pay fees, but it might be worth it to just have your name out there as, you know, like you sell NFT portraits.
Yep. And you know what? I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that. So I probably will get into it. I just have to research it a
Into
bit
it,
more.
especially with crypto going up.
Man, you did good
Crypto
on
and
that.
photography together.
Yeah, you did good on that. So,
Oh yeah.
congratulations on that. You did good, man.
I'm very happy where I'm at, and I keep investing. That's another thing. I'm investing, and I'm just being patient and waiting for the long term. This is long
Yeah.
term. This isn't quick cash. A lot of people are in it for this quick cash, and they're pulling out, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Now I was gonna do that for Dogecoin, but then I just I just put it all back in Cardano. So
Oh yeah, Cardano's gonna go up too. So
yeah,
my
I'm just
husband
keeping
keeps
all the Cardano.
yeah, my husband's like really into Cardano.
Yeah. I'm about to start investing more. So yeah, because I stopped for a while, but now I'm about to start investing more because like you said, like it's long term. And I was looking at some of these coins, like literally like in a year, some of them been hitting like 4,500%,
Hurts.
900%, 1,000%. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, god
I
damn.
know, crazy, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell all my friends, like my friends are like, okay, what is this? Like, what? They thought I was crazy. Okay, some of them thought I was crazy when I first started telling them about this. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
even with NFTs, I'm like, look into NFTs, any collectibles. If you see something that you can buy into, hold it, and it's gonna be worth money. They
Mm-hmm.
look at me, they're like, what? And now they're actually messaging me like, hey, can you teach me a little bit? Like, I want to learn. I'm like, yes, it's better
Yeah.
than a savings. This is not better than a savings account. It's not safe always,
Mm-hmm.
but it's better than having your money just sit and be devalued.
Yeah,
That's how I look
exactly.
at it.
And that's what's going on right now. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, the more money we print, the more value that our currency loses. Which is
Yes,
why people like us are investing in cryptocurrency because there is no government or no one person like controlling that value. Like it just we are.
we are.
So yep. So that's why it's so volatile, and that's what keep a lot of people away. But at the same time, it's like okay, more for me, more for you. So okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm holding strong.
yeah, and I am too actually. Like I'm gonna be in it for the long haul because like I said, some of those coins that just hit those crazy percentages. And my cousin was telling me for years I should invest in some of those. And I didn't listen. And now I'm looking like,
Yeah,
God damn it.
I could have
But
been rich. Could have had
exactly.
I could have had all the photography. That's what when I make eventually I'm gonna, be really successful with this. I know it. The people that
Same.
invested early on, we're gonna be doing good.
Hmm.
And a lot of it is going for my photography equipment.
Yeah, same. And I'm actually mining a couple coins right now. So
Oh,
hopefully
nice.
when they come out, man, like they'll be worth something like extra, like a nice value. And I'm just hold for another year or two and see where they go. Because I'm just like you, like I want to be successful in it. And then, like you said, a lot of that can go towards either photography or videography equipment. And
It's
sorry, go ahead.
I said it's expensive.
It really is, man. And people, this is like we're investing in crypto to go back to invest in ourselves. Because like Emily just said, like photography equipment, videography equipment is fucking expensive as hell. And it
Yes.
sucks sometimes. Like it breaks your heart when you have to drop like $1,500 on the lens. So
Oh yeah.
that's not even
That's
1.4.
and yeah, it's not even 1.4. That's what hurts.
Yep. And put it like
Yeah.
this, like put it like this. I'm not gonna say how much you made because you showed me before, so I'm not gonna say that on the podcast. But what I'm about to say right now is Emily did very, very well
Very
in
well.
investing. So take her word for it when she tell you that you should start looking into these coins, into
If
NFTs.
I will never post a status or anything if I don't have my full heart and interest in this,
Mm-hmm.
especially with crypto. I would never, guide somebody or give anyone advice to buy
Mm-hmm.
in unless I know. And I did know.
Yep.
And it shows now. But
Yeah, exactly. Cause it's crazy, man. Like I made a post a few days ago. You probably saw about Dogecoin, how it just grew up. Like so, it blew up
yeah,
over like 4,500%. I was like, if you would have just invested $200 in that coin last year, you would have made almost $1 million this past year. Like,
I
what
kept,
the fuck?
I was buying in for fun though. I knew,
Yeah.
honestly, I was not taking that as seriously as people are right now. Now people are
Hmm.
taking it very seriously, but I'm like, this is, you never know. I kept telling my husband, I'm like, you never know. And this is
Hmm.
something where I have good faith in it.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it just started spiking. And I was like, oh
What
my
the
God,
fuck? Yeah.
what's going on? And then, I was
Exactly.
like, okay. And, I bought it at a good price. But even
Yep.
now, if you have time to hold for long term,
Mhm.
there's no wrong, there's no full wrong price to hold in if you plan on holding.
Yep.
If you
Yep.
don't have money to spend, then that's different.
Uh,
You know,
Well, and
like don't.
and this is why I tell people like when they say, "Well, I want to get into it, but I don't have money to spend." Like, just start putting $5 or $10 in a week. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
start. Like I
That's
did,
what I do.
like I did that with Cardano one. It was like 38 cents, and then next thing you know, boom, it's over. It's over $1, and by that time, I already had like 300 or 400 invested into it. So
Nice.
it did really well around that time. So yeah, now market been dropping, so it's not that fun to look at now. But like you say though, I'm gonna keep investing because it's not over. Crypto's here to stay. A lot of people doubted me when I used to talk about crypto a couple years ago, especially in the hospital. It's sad to say, especially with a lot of people with degrees. But look at it now, how
Yeah.
companies are adopting it, how it's on the stock market now. Well, some are, and like people are starting to see like, hey, like this ain't going away. Like I could buy Bitcoin with my 401k. This isn't going away, and maybe we should
Yeah.
really start looking into it.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Like this
Hmm.
is gonna be a really good year. I know that much. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna be a really good year. And
I
you
agree.
know, like this is completely off topic from photography and stuff, but during like COVID and everything, I quit my job. This is how I even got into crypto. I was looking
Okay.
at other ways. This is how I was this, I was looking at other ways to make income while not
Hmm.
having to work a regular job because it was draining me. I couldn't shoot as much as I wanted to.
Hmm.
Um, so it limited me a lot. So I started flipping things on the
Yeah.
internet. Like I would find free things on the internet and flip them.
Ain't nothing wrong with
So
that.
so with all that money that I made, which I
Hmm.
didn't realize this was a full business that I was getting myself into,
Hmm.
um, that's how I was able to invest. So most of the money that I like put in was free money,
Hmm.
completely free stuff I found, things from thrift stores, just things I've made profit off of on eBay. So
You know what? You told me you liked the thrift shop. You
uh,
never mentioned that part. And
I
you
love
just,
love it.
man, you making money off something you love to do. And that's what this is all about, man. I love hearing that. I
Even
love
with
that.
photography, you can find some
Hmm.
amazing outfits, like
Yes.
name brand,
Yes.
really nice, unique. You can't find that in the malls. You can't find
Hey.
like you can, but you can't find some of the things you're looking for photography, for some
Yep.
sets or whatever. I
Hmm.
find a lot of things at thrift stores that fit the theme I'm going with.
Yep.
So yeah, thrift stores are my gold.
I'm actually really happy you say that because now with photography, I kind of want to start adding like that look into my photos. Like, maybe find like those like long story hats, getting like a long jean jacket, like, or like a long white dress where it can be like kind of like
Yeah.
thrifty in the wind, just stuff like that. Like speak like a certain kind of element into my photos.
Plus, if you get it for a decent price,
Mm-hmm.
you can get it ruined and not feel
Not
like,
care.
hey, not, you don't care. You can go and shoot, like, if you want to have a girl in the water,
Mm-hmm.
and just like the water's muddy and dirty and she spent so much money on that dress, then that's bad. But if you get a
Mm-hmm.
cheap thrift store dress that still gives that same exact look, you can lay in the water, the dress can get dirty afterwards.
Yep.
There's no thought into it.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And doing that, you add so much more of an element to your photos. Like you'll love the way your photos will come out when you start really thinking like, okay, besides just shooting this camera, what else can I add to it? Because
But
those clothes would just be like props.
yeah, I've been collecting a lot of props. I'm telling you, when you come over, you're gonna see and you're gonna say, "Oh, wow, yeah." Like I've been collecting, but I haven't put any. I want to match everything together, so
Mhm.
I'm planning though.
I'm gonna come over and be like, I need to step my game up, man.
Maybe
Yeah, because yeah, I need to start doing that because I want to start focusing on storytelling with my portraits. And that
yeah,
would really help out a lot.
it will. It's very. I think it is very important, and it gives more to a photo. And like even when you have like a theme or a storytelling, people are more drawn to it. It gets
Yep.
more attention, I think.
Hmm. It
Then
does.
if you just,
And
and if even if you have someone so beautiful, but if there's nothing else to it but beauty, sometimes that's not always enough. You need a little bit more, like
yep,
beautiful person, and a story behind it, like a theme
yep,
behind it. What are they doing?
yep. And even just and like I said, even something like a really nice hat, from the thrift store can really add a lot to the photo.
Yeah,
Especially during like bright days or during like the sunset. It can really add a lot.
big time.
Um agree. And location is important too, but but those props that the person are wearing can really add a lot to your story and to your photo.
Yeah. I want to I try to tell people, I'm like, you don't have to go all out. You don't have to spend
Hmm.
that much money to have a beautiful outfit or,
Exactly.
yeah, that's another thing. I see a lot of, I tell models this. I'm like, you don't have to, I swear you don't have to spend that much.
Nope, not at
You
all.
don't.
Nope.
That's
You
not,
got
that's not going to make a difference. And it might, if you have something like really, really nice, but for the most
mhm.
part, it's not the most important thing in the photo.
Yep, I agree. But it just what it is, like people just have to get over that mindset, like, oh, like I'm getting my photos took, so I need a whole new outfit. What I'm gonna get? Like, no, like to be honest, we're gonna play with the colors anyway. We're gonna play with the photos. So to be honest, the outfit you're wearing don't really even matter.
Yeah. It does.
So,
It does, and it does. It's like, it does, but it doesn't.
yep.
I'm just saying, like, price wise, don't, like, that's
Yeah,
another
price. Yeah,
price
exactly.
wise. Don't go out and spend too much unless you're really proud of it and you got an actual theme going on
Yep.
with it.
Exactly. Exactly. Because people ask me before, like, what should I wear? And I'm just like, well, you could wear something blue, black, green, something to complement your skin tone. That's pretty much all I tell them. I don't say, oh, you need to go get this dress, you need to go get this shirt. I'm like, just wear something to complement your skin tone. That's all I'm really focusing on because my photo is gonna be focused on you. So
Or even like if you do families or you have like multiple people, as long as they're like somewhat matching and they don't have
hmm
all like mixed like the guy's wearing jeans and a t-shirt and a ball
yep.
cap and the girl's dressed all elegant. I'm like,
hmm
you guys gotta have to coordinate.
Yeah, I seen photos like that before. I'm just like, bro, like
Could have
that's
been
how you
so
felt?
much better.
Yep, exactly. I'm just like, bro, like that's how you felt that day, man. It's
Like
like,
she goes
oh,
all out, she has a nice, her hair done,
hmm
everything, and then it's like, ah,
yeah,
yeah, that's hard. I've done a lot of those before and I've still made it work. I still
hmm
made it work. If that's what the guys are comfortable wearing, I just kind of go with
yep,
it. I kind of go like sometimes if I don't know what they're wearing and people come and I shoot them, it's I just kind of go with what they have and I put a
hmm
theme to that.
yep. Because at this point, when they show up, it's too late for them to change. So it's like, okay, let's work with what we got.
Yep.
That is awesome, man. I think people can. I think they will learn a lot from listening to this podcast or even watching it because you dropped a lot of jewels in there, even outside of photography, and that's what this is for. I mean, I may have started just for, not really just not really just for photography or videography, but people to really talk about experience, something that they did, and really give insight on it. Because,
Yeah.
like you were saying with crypto, like even though like yes, celebrities are talking about it, the news is talking about it, it's really in its infant stages because a lot of people don't know, a lot of people don't trust it, and they did the same thing with Facebook, Google, the internet, and look where it's at now financially.
Exactly. And even with crypto, I'm telling you, photography is gonna, everything's gonna merge eventually. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe not right now in like the future, but I want to be able to say, look back at this and say, see,
Told you.
see, told you.
Yep. Yep.
Told you
I
guys.
Yeah, agree. And you're right because banks are already doing it. So why can't we? So
Yes. Yes. And definitely look into NFTs. I'm telling you, I think you would do really good with that too.
I will. Thank you. I'm actually gonna start looking into them tonight because you're not the only one who said that. So and
No.
especially if Logan Paul can fucking sell a piece of a picture that he just created on the internet for $3 million, photographers should be able to sell some beautiful images and profit off of it as well.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hate, but it's
But
just
that's
that
ridiculous.
it is. It really is. Like really, bro, really.
Like who
Yes.
bought it though? I didn't know. I don't even know who bought it, but
Yeah,
what?
I don't either. Like
They
why?
they must think that's going to be profitable in the future, and probably devalue if anything.
Yeah, because I think I saw the photo. I'm just like, really? Y'all
That's what's
bought
cool.
that? Yeah, yeah. It's just like no, like I don't like no, bro, like no. But
I feel like
I agree with you. Like crypto has come to the point where, like you said, like everything will start merging together. It's gonna become part of everyday life, and we should get ready to accept that now because if we can accept it now, we can profit heavily off of it.
I'm excited. I'm telling you, can you imagine the cameras in the future and everything?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited about the future. I've been
Yep.
like really into it lately, but it's like if I start saving now and collecting now in the future, I'm gonna want to spend that money on some awesome gadgets and
Yep.
awesome things that are gonna, make my life great.
Mm-hmm.
The things that other
Yep.
people are gonna wish that they could have gotten into, I'm gonna already be in and
Yep.
have a good
Exactly.
ground. So.
Exactly. And put it like this: a lot of companies are starting to accept crypto as payment. Don't let them take all your assets away
No.
because what they're gonna do, they're gonna take it and they're just gonna let it. They're gonna let it increase their profits.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why they're accepting it because they
yeah,
know that
exactly.
I will not anytime in the future. Maybe in the future if I became like a billionaire and
Yep.
I, maybe, but even then that's crazy because like I got
Yeah.
into like a lot of good coins when they're low and I can't see myself selling them. There's nothing
I
that I
blame
need
you.
that's why I said I'm like, oh, I can even with Doge like I can pull that money out right now and I can, buy whatever I want, but it's not needed yet. It's gonna once it goes up, I'll cry. I think I would cry if I pulled everything out. I would cry in the
Um,
next year if I seen how much money I make.
put it like this. Put it like this, because you're more far ahead than I am. So let's just say that. But if I made a lot of money, even on Cardano, I probably would sell it, but I'll pull out. But I won't put it in my bank account. I'll just leave it on the exchange till it
Okay.
drops again and just reinvest. So
Well,
maybe. Sorry,
again, I started off with Tesla.
see.
So I pulled out some of my Tesla. I still have a good holdings, but I started in on Tesla when it was like it's when they did this not when they did the split, before they did the split, and then I
Mhm.
bought more when they did the split and it went all the way up.
See,
I think I bought like 300, maybe under.
man, man,
Yeah, so
that's crazy. I bet your husband love you even more now
I
because
think that's why
that's
we
the
get along so well because we are when you meet him we're twins. We not saying that in a weird way, but like we are on the same level. Most girls are like, I want to go shopping and I want to go spend. I'm like, no, I want to get into crypto and like learn more. Learn just
same,
you know. I'm looking for
same,
my future. I'm literally looking for my future right now. Right now,
same.
I'm sitting comfortably and I'm sitting below my means. I'm going
Mhm.
really below my means. So when I'm older, I'm gonna thank myself like thank you for not wasting your money on silly
Yeah.
things. Thank you for learning photography and
Mhm.
learning those things like when you're young because there's people, older people that still are the same as when they started. They're not they
Yes.
don't learn to progress. They stick with
Yes.
that one style and that's it. And
Mhm.
I never want to be that way. I want to keep growing.
Me neither. Me neither. And I like how you say it, like when you go to, you'll thank yourself when you was younger because you started to invest and you trying to live low. You mean because I'm actually starting that. You got a way better head start than I did. Like this is stuff I had to learn. I mean, everybody do,
I
but like
can
I
teach
really
you
had to
so
learn it.
many things. I'm like the life hack guru, I think.
Yep.
When it comes to like any way to save a dollar or do
Hmm.
something cheaper way, I'm doing it. My date nights, they consist of me going to me and my husband, we DoorDash for like 2 hours. We see how
See?
much money we have, and then we
Yep.
go and spend it. That's I'm making money, so I'm not really spending any of my
Yep.
real money.
Yep.
So
And ain't that crazy? Cause man, when I used to do Uber and Lyft, man, I used to easily make $100 every like 3 or 4 hours,
it's
and then you just go
yeah,
spend that on what you want.
that's what I do. That's like my little side income. And if I need to make something like really quick, I can
Mm-hmm.
do that and it's not really hurting. Like I'm always looking at a way to make money before I spend it.
Man, hustler, man. You should start a
Also,
YouTube channel on this, man.
I should, but this is my first time doing a video ever. So if I was like over talking or awkward,
Hmm.
this is my first time downloading Zoom. This is my first time making any kind of video ever.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Ever.
I feel honored now. I feel honored.
I was nervous. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fumble. I'm gonna,
Hmm.
uh,
I feel honored. Thank you, Dan, because I think you told me like you was feeling nervous, and
yeah, I'm
I was
always
gonna let you. I was gonna let you know like if you just wanted to do video, cool. But you said, but you like no, we could do video. I was like okay. I mean, I meant to say if you just wanted to do audio, that would have been cool. But you agreed to do video, so I'm like okay, like
yeah.
let's get it going.
I
That's
gotta get used.
awesome.
I gotta get used to it because I do wanna start making. If I made YouTube videos, even just thrifting, I would have made
Hmm.
so much. I know I would have made good money doing
You
that because
still
there's
can
not
though.
many. I
You
know.
still can like because the
Have
way
to.
the state of the world right now because of the pandemic, you still can do it, and pretty
Yeah,
much you have knowledge on how to grow on social media. So it could definitely work to your advantage.
I know. I'm kind of I when it comes to myself again, I'm really undervaluing myself with all the work and knowledge I've accumulated. I'm just kind of like sitting there and I'm not
Hmm.
doing anything with it. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna get there, and I'm saying it on this video. I'm gonna progress.
yeah.
Things are gonna be even better next year. I'm not
Amen.
slowing down.
Amen. I agree. I got a cousin who does very very well, and I told him he should start a YouTube channel. He been wanting to, and I told him like, look, I'll edit it for you. And same thing to you. If you and Tomac need help, like I'll help you edit. Like because
We actually, speaking of that, we actually might need help editing our. We have like a bunch of vacation videos
hmm
that I want to put into a travel thing. I have so much drone footage.
hmm
Even if you want to play, I mean, you can take it as credit as yours. I have phenomenal drone video that is just sitting on my SD card because I don't know how to edit videos that well, and I don't know how to. I practice, but it's not. Yeah, it's not the greatest.
Understand. I understand. Well,
So
first of all, we're gonna put your name on there because if people like that, they will either want to buy the clip or they want to hire you. I want to send them to the right person. So your name is gonna be on there.
or even for editing, we can
But
collab.
yeah,
Let's do some kind of collaboration. You can edit. I'll give you
mhm,
credit for editing my videos, and we can do something
yeah,
like that. We'll figure something out.
yeah, I'm down for that because I probably just the camera. Oh well, because what I like to do when I help people, like when I help people, even like something like editing, like I'm helping to also teach you at the same time. So that way you're not always relying on me, like you're learning.
Good.
So that way, if you're in a pinch, you know how to do it. Because if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he can eat for a lifetime.
And I want to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Yeah.
one person one person I say you should check out who I learned a lot from when it comes to color grading is Wakaz Kazi.
You have to
Like,
send me his, okay, definitely send me the information because I am very interested just for my own personal, like, even if I want to make like short little clips, nothing
mm-hmm.
nothing long, but just like,
Yeah,
just short little films of me traveling or me doing
yeah,
something or my dog, like just
mm-hmm.
little things. So
Yeah. Even your photography work, just even like just doing like BTS of that and showing people like how you get your ideas because people really like those videos, like how you set up a scene and
yeah,
how you get your idea for this shoot. And for somebody like for me or Tomac to hold the camera for you while you're talking, you're explaining, you're showing everything, like that can do really well, and you're still in your element.
yes. I think it's just for video. This is why I love photography compared to video.
Mm-hmm.
Photography, I can explain myself after and not fumble on words or like say like I'd say the wrong thing or say it the wrong way. I get so
Mm-hmm.
nervous about that,
No,
on
yeah,
camera. It's like,
same.
oh, did I really just say that? It's an insecurity thing, but I'm gonna work on it because everybody starts somewhere. Nobody makes a video and it's just perfect right away.
Yeah, I agree. Like, man, you should see my YouTube video. You should see how many takes I do on some of that stuff. Like, it's crazy.
It's hard.
Yeah, that's why if you watch it, you see so many cutscenes because, like you said, just like you may fumble a word and then you got to re-say it, and then you got to make it make sense, and it's a lot. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Um,
I have one more question.
sure.
If you want to answer it, you can. If not, cool. But pretty much the last question is, who's your favorite photographer?
That's a very hard question. I don't think I I don't think I'm fully inspired just by one person though.
Hmm.
I don't think I have a favorite.
Hmm.
In all honesty, I don't like I never look back at somebody's work and just I don't know. I don't I won't say I have like a favorite, but I'll have somebody that inspired me.
Cool.
Jessica Kobasi?
Yes. Yes.
I yeah, I think I watched her whole YouTube channel because she kind of reminds me a little bit of me.
Hmm.
Yeah, she has like a quirkiness to her and she's really fun and she makes things less technical and more, more fun and I don't know, she definitely reminds me of me a little bit when it comes to photography and even
Yeah.
her like her style and her work. I do like her work a lot.
Yeah,
And
I do too.
she's from Michigan too, so
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And like she made it big on YouTube, being from
she made it
Michigan, which
really
I'm
big.
excited. I'm excited about that. 'Cause I'm just like, that's somebody from our state
I
that
know.
did that.
I
And
think
that's amazing.
that's why I said to her because she's like a bit of an inspiration because she has a really good backstory. She
Yep.
wasn't, yeah, she wasn't anything huge. She
Hmm.
just kind of practiced and learned and became really big. And
Yep.
I like her work.
Yep.
But
Rags to riches.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
like her little videos too. Like she does a lot of creative videos.
Yeah.
Like the
She
three
does.
photographer, one model. I
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, she did one with Brendan Wolfo a few years ago, and I really,
Yeah,
really enjoyed that. And
I
then she
watched
did
that
one.
one.
Yeah. And then she did one with Manny Ortiz. When they
I
was
love
like when they
Manny
was in the
Ortiz
studio.
too.
I like him
Sorry,
too.
you know what?
I like him a
I was
lot.
gonna say I like him.
Yeah, so do I. I really enjoy his content. I watch him a lot. I need to
Me,
start watching Jessica more, but I do watch Manny a lot.
I like Manny because he's a Sony shooter. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
and
have to give you
yeah,
my Fuji camera and let you borrow that for a
I
day
think
and see if
I
you
know
like
I'm
that.
so stuck on Sony. I don't, I keep
Nah,
telling
nah,
myself,
nah.
no, I'm just saying I have to like, I don't want to get another camera, but I
Hmm.
do just so I can get a different taste of something else because
Yeah.
I probably am, again, I'm a very cheap person. I'm very
Hmm.
cheap. And I feel like the money even though I know Sony's quality is phenomenal, I know I could
Hmm.
save money looking into another camera and getting more lenses,
Yeah.
being
No,
able to afford it.
I just say that I just say I should let you borrow one of my Fuji cameras for a day when I get the other ones because I think it'd just be fun to play with different camera system like you're saying and just get a different outlook and then then what I do is like I'll ask for your opinion on it. So
Okay. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
for it.
so or even like when I'm around, like you just take my camera and take some shots with it, and, see what you like, just stuff like that. Because I'm always interested in other people, like who shoot Sony and Canon or even Nikon. I'm always interested in their opinion when it comes to Fuji because like I said, I shot Canon for a year, amazing images.
Amazing.
Then I shot with Panasonic for a good 2 years, I think. And they were okay, but they were Micro Four Thirds at the time, and wanted to step on my photography game, which was why I went to Fuji.
No, you're like, I mean, your photos are amazing. So
Thank you.
I have to mess around and see like the camera and see how it works. I get
Yeah,
that's my
it's fun.
the minute I don't know how something works, I'm like, I don't want to mess with it. And
Hmm.
yeah, I have to
It's
learn.
fun. It's fun. And with Fuji, I can really push it a little bit if I want because of their dynamic range. I can push it a little bit, which I do find it a little bit more fun because I don't find myself as limited like I did on the Panasonic. So
Yeah.
like let's say you need to crush some shadow, not crush, but like raise some shadows a bit. You can. You need to crush the highlights a little bit. You can. You don't have to worry about your image getting too destroyed. So
And that's good. Yeah. Isn't it so painful when you think you have a great image, but it's
hmm
the quality, everything's destroyed on it, and
yeah,
you upload, you're like, yeah.
yeah. It's even worse for video.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I know. My Europe trip, it was all shaky. That's why you only see my Europe photos, not the videos, because they're all shaky. I thought, I swear, I was like holding like my iPhone, and I was like
Hmm.
holding it steady. I was whipping, like trying to whip
Hmm.
it and do transitions. No,
You say nope.
it
That is
hurts.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, you know what though, I could definitely help with editing that when I come. I
that's
We
what
could
I'm
talk about
saying.
that more.
I have a lot of video. I have so much video footage, even with
Cool.
my Sony. So.
But you know what? We make that one video epic enough. It could do pretty well on YouTube. Watch. You upload that thing because people like travel videos. So you do well enough in that, it can give you a really good start on YouTube.
I think so too. Yeah.
See, see,
You might
you
be
know
the
about
one to inspire me to start up my YouTube channel.
see, you know more about social media than I do. So
Yeah.
I think
I
you
was
do really well.
I was like obsessed with it. When Instagram first started, I was like it was a bet that I could get 10,000 followers.
Hmm.
I made a bet. I was working night shift at a restaurant, Coney Island in
Hmm.
Detroit. It was dead almost every day. So I
Yep.
sat there and I was bored for hours. So it was a bet. Can you make it to 10,000 followers? I'm like, I can do that. And it just kind of back then, 10,000 was like huge, like
Viral.
huge amount, viral amount.
Hmm.
And I think what really, we were doing shout out for shout outs.
Hmm.
So it was like, I'll shout you out, you shout me out. And that's how I gained all my followers. Shout out for shout outs. And then that became lame. And you didn't want to have, it was like, you don't want to have other people's, screenshots of their Instagram
Hmm.
on your Instagram. So
Yeah.
that kind of died out. And then from there, it just became like, it kind of spiked. The shout out for shout out spiked me up to where I'm
Hmm.
at. It really spiked me really high up for where I'm at. Like, one person, she had like 1.3 million. She gave me a shout
See,
out. And I was
dang.
shocked. I was jumping that day. I'm like, oh, I was young. I was like, oh, I got somebody big that, yeah. And that whole night, I was looking at my notifications and it was just like blowing up with,
See,
followers.
that's crazy.
Mostly male audience, which sucks, but that's why I
Yeah,
can't put
sorry.
my photography. Yeah, I love where I'm at with my Instagram, but I got all male audience. I put
Hmm.
a picture of a beautiful sunset. Nope, none of them are gonna care. They don't
Yeah,
care.
don't you hate that?
I hate it.
Yeah,
It's
I understand perfectly.
it's hard. It's very hard.
Which is why, like, I feel like when I see some of these pages that blow up, like certain women, and they're not doing anything that's inspirational, but they got a huge amount of following, I just shake my head because I know why. It's
Yeah,
like all these, like, men, I swear to God.
that's my problem with my Instagram is like I did like the analytics to see how many people are following me and
Hmm.
where they're from and what gender, and it's like all males from foreign countries. So I'm getting a lot of Bella and ooh, gorgeous, just like
Yeah.
different languages. And I'm like, yeah, the shout out for shout out and getting all these followers were great. But
Mm.
I wish it was more, authentic. It was people who actually weren't just interested in me because I'm a girl, but more
Yeah.
because I'm a photographer.
Exactly. Exactly. And I understand that because I know how men are. So I
Yeah.
do understand that perfectly, and it sucks when that's like when that's all they're interested in, just your physical looks, but not what you could bring to the table, as far as knowledge or even talent.
Sucks.
It does, man. But I don't know about you, but I had fun today, man.
Me too. This was nice.
Like, it was, man, and
I think I did okay. I didn't. Sorry if I interrupted you a lot.
oh no, no, I was gonna say the same. Sorry, but then my phone went off. Um, but I had fun. It's awesome to finally meet you, and
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna watch this back because a lot of people don't know. Like I'm staring into my camera, but my monitor is like right here, so it's like
Was I staring into the camera the whole time? Because I kind of was just like looking at you. So
I
I
won't
don't
know until I watch it back. So to be honest,
know.
yeah,
God. We'll see.
because like I said, for me to see, like I have to I have to turn right. But I watch back every podcast. I watch them all back just to see how they were, and I really don't edit them like per se, like cut anything out. Um, it's up to audio. If it's something personal, we'll cut that out. But like the audio, I pretty much edit that a little bit, like as far as making it sound better, and then that's going up. Like the audio version of this podcast will be up on my podcast channel tonight, but it probably won't be released until like 1 or 2 weeks. I kind of want to put one out once a week. So
Yeah.
this will probably be out not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday.
All right. Cool. I look forward to watching it. I think
Awesome.
I might watch like a little bit and just kind of like that's all right. That's enough. I can't
Yeah.
listen to myself.
Yeah, so this will be up on YouTube, but then it'll also be able you'll be able yeah, it'll be up on YouTube, but you'll be able to stream it as well, like on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and all that. So
I know. I seen that. That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you,
I
thank you. I
think
didn't
this
know
is
how
a
to do
really
that.
good, this is a great idea. I'm telling you. I think there's so many other photographers that, they have like great stories and backgrounds and even
Y'all do.
videographers. Yeah,
Y'all do. Y'all
this is
really do.
yeah,
And I
cool.
feel like, it's so many new photographers are starting that this would be really helpful towards them because they could see like they're not alone when they face these
No.
challenges. Like other people been there, you guys overcame them, or we overcame them, and now we have some type of knowledge we can give back, and that's pretty much what this podcast is about. Because
Yes.
I'm not talking about me a lot, like as you saw my questions or the questions I asked you, like you're focused on you and like your experience, like pretty
Yeah.
much what I did. It just, I can't say this. It's not as important as to your story. So because I talk about
Oh,
everything else on the channel. So
flattered.
yeah, thank you. Well, thank you for coming on. Like I said, I had a great time.
Me too. You have to come by. I'm telling you, we're gonna collab, do some more stuff together. Cause like I keep liking all your stuff and we're always,
Hmm.
we've gone back for so many years. This is good that we finally got to like talk to each other.
I agree. And like I said, I'm off Tuesday. So if Tuesday work for you and Tomac, I could definitely come through. Like I'm
Yeah.
free after 1 o'clock and I could be there.
My house is going through a little construction, but
Hmm.
it's like literally no big deal.
I'm about to say, well, if you want, we can wait I could wait a bit, until you're done, right?
No, I'm just saying it's like it's a mess. I got a half a IKEA kitchen but that's the only thing I'm
I'm
more
cool.
pre-recording you.
I grew up in Detroit. I ain't worried about it. Trust me. Like I'm good. So well, all right. Well, thank you for coming on.
All right. Thank
And I hope
you
you
for
had a
having
good
me.
day. And I'll message you later. Yeah, I'll message you later about Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Talk to you later. Awesome podcast. Very awesome podcast.